This is the Bucks POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Milwaukee Bucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
A little too late tonight for our Milwaukee Bucks on their comeback. They fall short at Fiserv Forum. Their fifth loss in the last 6 games, this time to the B and C squad, maybe the D squad there for Denver. No disrespect out there to Denver. They lose to the Nuggets 102-100. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Locked On Bucks postcast. My name is Brandon Snide, joined as always to my left by the Mr. Badger legend himself, Brian Butch. As always, thanks to everyone who makes Locked On Bucks part of your day each and every day. Friendly reminder, wherever you guys get audio podcasts, you can get the Locked On Bucks postcast, Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon. We are also live over on YouTube where you need to be. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, get notified when we go live, as we are live now talking about the Milwaukee Bucks' 26th loss of the season, falling 8 games under 500. And Butchie, the outcome isn't what we wanted. The Bucks took about 5 minutes left in that fourth quarter for them to really get it going in this one. But it does look like, and there's no official word, nobody can confirm this as we are live on the show right now, but it does look like that is another calf injury for number 34 for Giannis Antetokounmpo. But the big thing here, Butchie, they lost their second in a row. They've now lost back-to-back home games. They lost to OKC on Wednesday. They now lose to Denver tonight, 102-100. Denver missing, you could argue, their top 8 players in this one. And Aaron Gordon only played 16 minutes in this game. And everybody else for Denver stepping up. Your initial reaction, Butchie, for the 102-100 Bucks loss tonight?
Yeah. Again, one of those.
Where do you start, right?
I mean, like, it's now we've become this. And this is my thing. I think early on you saw Doc with the challenge. You could tell that there was a purpose of the game. Like, the intensity was there, knowing that Milwaukee's got to get right. You saw a weird, you saw Coffee come in and play 21 minutes. Well, because you don't have AJ Green, you don't have KBJ, like you didn't have Trent. All those, like, so, but you're just like, the urgency was there. Hey, early on in this game, we're going to challenge. We're going to try different things. We're going to try to make sure we're going to do this. However, this is my thing is, with 4:50 left in the second quarter, there was 2 field goal attempts by Giannis again.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after
he had 8 at halftime.
Total, right? Like, but like with 4:50 left, there was 2. And this was after the, locker room, we got to play better. And these young guys don't know to get me the ball. And I just, and again, you're the center of everybody's defense. I understand that, but I just did not understand that process of it, of how that played out. And then you look at just general the third quarter. You can't get outscored by 9. You can't be down 23 going into the fourth. Like, I know NBA comebacks happen a lot. I get it. I've seen it. I've been a part of it when I played in the G League and the D League. When I coached with the Herd, I saw it. Like, they happen a lot. And you do have to give credit for Milwaukee to work their way back. You have to look at what they've done to go on a 20-4 run and find a way to try to give themselves a chance at the end. But you can't dig yourself the hole. And now the bigger question that comes, Brandon, is this. Giannis is hurt. How long is he out? And what happens with this Bucks team? Has this Bucks team, like, where are they at? I know our job is post-game, but the injury changes the post-game conversation.
Oh, it sure does.
Because
it absolutely does.
Are the Bucks now sellers? Which that's a different story. Are the Bucks fires as far as firing Doc Rivers? Are the Bucks buyers? And that injury changes all those conversations. And Giannis's comments Wednesday night changed the conversation here a little bit because of the injury. So, you look at that. I know that's a rambling conversation. I probably didn't answer anything, but as I sit there and watch and evaluate the game, I saw the sense of urgency early on by Doc with the early challenge. I saw a team that was still doing some things, but Giannis wasn't nearly as involved as he should have been. I saw a third quarter that just was flat. and I saw a fourth quarter that said this is a team that we should get more often. With the way they're playing, that then results in Giannis being hurt. So there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, the Nuggets completing the season sweep on the Milwaukee Bucks, beating them earlier on January 11th. I think that was 108-104. Tonight's 102-100, and the Nuggets not having really any of their starters at all. They're starting five out of this one. It is also worth noting for the Bucks, and I'm not here to defend Doc Rivers or the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think there's an excuse for a reason you lose this game. They did not have A.J. Green tonight. They did not have Gary Trent Jr. Again in this one. So Gary Trent Jr., he didn't play Monday in Atlanta. He did play Wednesday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But this one for me, Butchie, is just I don't know. I'm watching them, and you can answer this better than I can, or you can dissect this better than I can, being the former pro athlete that you were. I don't know what their purpose is on offense. I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
I agree.
I don't know what they're trying to achieve defensively. There's a ton of confusion. Tonight was no different. Now, give Aaron Gordon credit. I mentioned he only played 16 minutes. He did lock up Giannis early in this one. And it is also worth noting, because I'm with you on there in Giannis. I put it on my Twitter account at Brandon_Snide. I also said I needed more from Giannis. I do believe that calf injury.
It happened early.
It happened early.
Yes.
The television broadcast said it happened like in a rebound attempt in the fourth quarter. It didn't. I don't.
No.
He went to the tunnel early and then came back out to the bench. And then you and I were texting, and I was like, I think Giannis is hurt, and because you can always tell when he goes and reaches down that something's going on with that calf, because it's not the first calf injury he had. So I do think, a little grace to Giannis for that. I do agree though that eight attempts in that first half, and if you're out there, I don't know if you agree with putting him out there, or not, because it happened early in this game.
Well,
he went on to play 32 minutes.
I was going to say, I'll go back because it was an 8:30, 8:40 tip, whatever. I have the text right here, time stamped at 9:13 p.m.
Yeah.
Giannis hurt, question mark. So that's 45 minutes in the game. That's not late fourth quarter. Right? That's for sure. So I agree with you. And do you put him back out there?
I'm assuming, and you've been in these situations, I have not. I'm assuming that was a Giannis told the trainer.
It's one. Yeah,
I'm
for
good.
Sure. It's 100% player. I'm good. I'm going back in. The reason I laughed when I said, "Do you put him back in?" is because what's around the corner. The trade deadline's around the corner, and all of that goes into play. So it's very interesting, but to me, this happened earlier. And I know one of my things was only 2 shot attempts with 4. And so, but still, if you're going to go out there, then you have to be honest,
or at least be something like
that's what I mean. That's what
it didn't look like, and disinterested as a term you used on Wednesday. A lot of people agreed with you. It just a lot of people on social media.
And I hate having to say that, Brandon. Like
I'm with you.
I do. It's not that this isn't a rip on Giannis or the Bucks. Like I don't get enjoyment out of that. Like this is our home team. I want the Milwaukee Bucks to be really good. Why? Because it makes youth basketball in Wisconsin great. It helps develop players. There's an excitement around it, and it grows the game of basketball. But what we've seen now since we've started this, this postcast has not been something that's going to get that across. You said purpose. Are they being intentional in anything they're doing?
And that's the thing. I don't know, man. Like I've
watched
them all.
You know.
Well, I don't believe in Doc Rivers. I don't think that. I mean, I think it's obvious. Butch, you can answer this too. I think it's obvious he's lost. I don't want to say lost the locker room, but his voice is just falling on deaf ears at this point. Like there's nothing there for this team. They're not playing for Doc Rivers. They're not. Again, Giannis said the word selfish earlier in the week. Guys are playing for themselves, and like that, piqued my eyes up a little bit. Because I'm like, well, who's he exactly talking about? Kevin Porter Jr. was injured after the game that he mentioned that word. So who are you referring to? Would be my question. So again. And then the trade questions are still surrounding Giannis and trying to figure out what his future is or is not going to be in Milwaukee. It's also worth noting too, like take the Giannis injury away. Like, let's just pretend, let's go to pretend land, Butchie, and pretend Giannis doesn't play tonight. The Denver Nuggets just got off a plane mere
back-to-back
hours ago before the game, playing last night in Washington, and they don't have. Let me go through the list on who they don't have. Let me find it because it's extensive. No Nikola Jokic, no Jamal Murray, no Christian Braun, no Jonas Valanciunas, no Cam Johnson. Aaron Gordon only played 16 minutes. You didn't play on Thursday, Bucks. You didn't play. You are fighting for your season. You are fighting for everything. I know a lot of Bucks fans have probably thrown in the white towel. I get it. Understand it. Respect it. I'm probably there with you. That's the effort at home in front of the home crowd. Shout out to Fiserv, too, for sure. Shout out to Milwaukee for at least showing up in that game. That crowd in negative degree weather showing up in downtown Milwaukee to cheer on a team that did not care that they were there because the effort was pitiful. Take Giannis away from it. You should not have lost this game. But yeah, I'm not the most knowledgeable basketball guy. I don't know if I could tell you 3 things about the players that we saw today play for the Denver Nuggets. Just being honest with you.
Yeah. No,
like,
you're not a big Jalen Pickett, Penn State, breaking down film. Really good player at Penn State, by the way, Jalen Pickett. But I won't bore everybody with that side of it. That being said, there was a play where Kyle Kuzma is coming down. Denver's running in transition. By the way, the Bucks were outscored 21-8 in fast break points. And again, with guys that aren't your normal starters, how do you find ways to win? Like transition defense, you shouldn't be giving up fast break points to a team that's not a normal team. Like that's, you're talking G leaguers and second string guys. Like you shouldn't give up 21 fast break points at all because that's just an effort thing more than anything. When you talk about fast break points, it's execution and it's effort. There's a play where Kuzma is running down. Denver pushes ahead with the pass. Excuse me, it was a dribble, then a pass. And Kyle's jogging back. What happens? Results, boom, corner 3, Denver. Like, I don't want to see players jogging. That to me is my biggest pet peeve. That to me is one where you put up the red flag and say, whoa, there is a lot of issues here. Oklahoma City, last game they played. Was there any jogging by those guys? No. Was there any? I mean, defensive switches, the way they were, hustling after everything. There's a reason Oklahoma City is where they're at, and there's a reason Milwaukee's at where they're at. And it just becomes those little things. Like this, there should have been blood in the water tonight.
Yeah.
There should have been blood in the water.
Should have been, yeah. It should have been not necessarily let's get right, but this has to be a win.
Oh, this was a get right. This was a get right. This was
you're getting ready.
The woodshed. This was blood in the water.
You're getting ready to hit the road for the next 3 games. Like you out to the East Coast against opponents that you're going to probably get their best shot. Like Philly and Boston included in that. Like I don't want to say it was a must win because I don't think we're there. I mean, I think that's probably past us by now. But it was a game where you needed to show up, and knowing who did not play tonight for Denver should have been a game where you came out victorious. And there's no excuse tonight. I understand Giannis got hurt. I understand all of that. I understand a lot of people not happy right now with Giannis. Or you're either on Team Giannis right now or you're on Team Trade Giannis right now.
But I don't understand that either. I don't understand that. This guy, what do you expect him to say? Did you see the play today? Did you see the effort today? Bucks fans, like, you know what? He probably wants out. I want out.
And we just started.
If that's what I'm going to get, if that's the effort I'm going to get from my teammates, if that's what I'm going to get, and I've tried different things, and we're not going to make it work, I'm worried. And I'm saying, there's issues. You brought something up quick, and I know we did it, but playing selfish. Do you think Ryan Rollins is a guy that Giannis thinks plays selfish?
I don't. No. I don't know. I don't know who he was talking about. Kevin.
And maybe I'm wrong. Ryan's, you could have him be most improved player. He in those conversations, but he's young.
20 shot attempts tonight.
I just wonder if there's something there. I don't know, Brandon. I'm watching body language on the game. I'm watching shot attempts. I'm watching a young player really develop the way that, is phenomenal. I love everything about.
I mean, Ryan Rollins, and we'll get into turning point and player of the game here shortly. Ryan Rollins is the reason this game got down to a one possession game, though. So I mean, I hear you. I understand that, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's the mystery on who was
it is.
And
it's a huge, and it's a huge mystery. It 100%. I agree.
The Milwaukee Bucks falling to the Denver Nuggets tonight, 102-100, 18-26 now on the season. When did this one turn against Milwaukee? And the player of the game coming up right after this. Today's Locked On Bucks postcast is brought to you by Gametime. During basketball season, there's nothing like being in the building. The energy, the crowd, the first big run that gets everyone on their feet. Fans want to be there for those moments, not stuck refreshing screens or guessing what tickets are really going to cost. And that is where Gametime comes in. The Gametime app gives the fans the advantage back, making it incredibly easy to score amazing tickets, fast, simple, and without the guesswork. Seeing the view from your seat before buying makes choosing tickets easy and confident. Easily my favorite part about the Gametime app. Prices include upfront fees, so the total is clear from the start. Take all of the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code Locked On NBA. You get $20 off your first purchase. Terms will apply. Again, create an account at Gametime. Use code Locked On NBA and get $20 off. Gametime. Tonight's Locked On Bucks postcast also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Friday's already feeling different during the basketball season, and FanDuel is making them even better. Every Friday night before the games tip off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. It is your official pregame, a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action begins. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour always will bring you something new boosts, new bonuses, and new surprises. It's easy to check the weekly special before tip-off and make a move before that window closes. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday night from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks falling to 6-20 versus teams that are over 500, which includes this evening's 102-100 loss tonight. Giannis, as we mentioned, looked like he injured that calf once again. And the Bucks got off to a slow start in that first and second quarter. And it took a big comeback in the fourth quarter to make this a one-possession game. But the Bucks falling just short against the Denver Nuggets. Butchie, it's time to get into it. Our turning points in the Bucks 102-100 loss.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Butch, I'll start us off this evening, if you don't mind, and I'm going to go to the second quarter for the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, not a one that made them or necessarily broke them in this one. They were outscored 27-21. They ended the first quarter knotted up at 21, and they did not play well. Denver missing some shots. The Bucks had some really good shots early in this game too, from 3-point range. They were 1 of 8 to start the game off. Cole Anthony gave them a bit of a surge off the bench. 7 points he scored in a row to end the first quarter. He actually finished that first quarter, Cole Anthony did, as the team's leading scorer. So you felt like, okay, not great first quarter. Let's get into the second quarter. Well, they went, let me pull it up. I believe it was 4 points in the last 4 or 5 minutes of that game, of that quarter, excuse me. And that took them into halftime, and that took them into a bad third quarter, a sluggish second quarter for the Milwaukee Bucks. I have it here now. 4 points in the final 6.5 minutes in that one for Milwaukee. So you didn't feel great going into halftime. You felt better about how things ended in the first quarter. But how they started off that second quarter, and certainly how they finished that second quarter, kind of turned the feeling for me in this one. Butchie, what's your turning point in the Bucks 102-100 loss?
Yeah, it's where it got to a point in, it was the start of the third quarter where it's that slow start where they just were able to dig too big of a hole. And I think that to me is how you've look at this and you just say, hey, now, I mean, with 5:31 left in the fourth quarter, it was 95-77. They found a way. That's what you look at and say, okay, like let's tap into this a little bit. However, it was getting down by as much as they got down that didn't give them a chance.
Yeah, entering that fourth quarter down 23. I'm not going to lie to you. I was getting the show ready for the loss. I was, projecting a little bit to lose this game. They did finish the game on a 23-7 run in the last 6 or so minutes of the ball game. But that second and third quarter, I had the second quarter, you had the third quarter. I mean, that to me is the telltale sign in this one. And again, no excuses. I understand Giannis was hurt. I understand, it just wasn't a good night from him, although, he did finish with 22 points. He was 14 of 16 from the free throw line. So if you want to look at something positive, and Cole Anthony off the bench, I know a lot of Bucks fans are also hot and cold with Cole Anthony. But, either way, you can't have those lulls in the middle of the game and expect to come out victorious. The Bucks lose 102-101. Win, lose, or draw. We're going to start it up. The player of the game in this one.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Bucks lose 102-100. Butchie, I went first in the turning point. I'll give you the honors tonight in your Locked On Bucks postcast player of the game.
Yeah, I thought Ryan Rollins and what he was able to do. His growth, his development. I mean, I know he takes 20 shots. He's 8 of 24 of 10 from 3, but he's timely. Played 35 minutes, 21 points.
Defensively too, Butchie. I love him on defense, man.
It's just he the growth that he's had has been really fun to watch. And I think he's also made it very difficult on this Bucks front office because trades are, if you're trying to add a piece to this team, they're probably going to want him back in return. And with what he's done, his growth, his development, he's been really fun to watch. So that's my guide to tonight.
3 steals also for Ryan Rollins. Yeah. I've been I covered the Bucks last year for the radio network, and I don't know if this is probably pretty common. You would be able to tell me yes or no. When I would do home games, because I went to every home game last year, he was always, and remember he had that dislocated shoulder, like he had an injury last year. He was always you could guarantee the time after a game. It was always within 30 minutes after a game. Ryan Rollins was out there for another hour, doing laps, taking shots. And I know a lot of players put in a lot of time, but it's hard not to root for Ryan Rollins. I'm going to stick with the Bucks. I'm going to go with Miles Turner. And I know a lot of Bucks fans are not happy with Miles Turner. You go out and you pay Miles Turner, you waive and stretch Damian Lillard's contract. I don't know, Butchie, where they would be in that first half and parts of that third quarter without the interior defense tonight from Miles Turner. He also had 17 points. Like the 6 blocks are fantastic, but he also had 17 points and 7 rebounds. He was the one who got to initiate the scoring early on in this one. And again, not a flashy game whatsoever from Miles Turner. I know the Bucks fans, and myself included, expected more in this one, from Miles Turner to begin the season here in Milwaukee. It just hasn't panned out. There's so many other factors in that. Giannis is injured. Kevin Porter Jr. is injured. Now Giannis is injured. Kevin Porter Jr. is also injured. It's just the Bucks just have no AJ Green, no Gary Trent Jr. tonight. Like this, the 15th different starting lineup tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks. But when I say no excuses, like Denver rolled out their 18th different starting lineup. They haven't had Jokic in 15 games now, or 14 games. I think tonight might have been his 14th missed game. And they played last night. So there's just the excuses tonight for Milwaukee. To me, I understand the Giannis injury, but they still fall to the wayside as the Bucks lose to the Nuggets 102-100. We mentioned it earlier in the show. Next up, a 3-game road trip out east, beginning in Philly on Sunday night. We'll be live following that game. Tough one tonight, Bucks fans. I'm with you, but thanks to each and every one of you guys for tuning in to the Locked On Bucks postcast. Friendly reminder, the Locked On Bucks postcasts and daily show, free and available wherever you guys get audio podcasts, as well as over on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, get notified when we go live. We'll go live again on Sunday night. Once again, thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. Thank you for making Locked On Bucks part of your day each and every single day. And as always, stay Locked On Bucks.